You got two angles. When do you talk to?
So this one is Facebook. This one is YouTube. So this one is YouTube. All right. Good. Okay, hello everyone. My name is Tamu and this is Cheryl, and we're here to do your live Q&A for our upcoming yoga retreat in August. So we're gonna bumble around a little bit here. We'll give you some information. If we see anybody pop up in the comment section asking questions, that's why we're here. We can answer your questions. Otherwise, we'll just give a little bit of an outline of what we're doing, what the property is like, what you can expect, maybe a little bit about ourselves, that kind of thing. So hopefully you see this pop up on your feed and you have some questions. We would love to see you in August. So the retreat is happening August 9th and 10th here on Cheryl's property. If you've seen my videos, you've seen how lush and gorgeous it is. Tons of space to walk around and explore gardens, to explore down in the fields below. There's also lots of opportunity for walking down to beaches sort of close by, that kind of thing. So yeah, I'm just gonna pop out my notes. All right. Okay, so once again, you can... Hi, Danny. Hi, Neil. If you guys have any questions about the upcoming yoga retreat, let us know in the comment section. We'd love to hear from you. Have you guys seen the ads come up on your newsfeed or anything? Have you heard anything about the retreat before this time? Hi, Jonathan. How's it going? Nice to see you on here. Thanks for joining us. I hear your sweetheart is thinking of joining us up in August. Ooh, slow connection. Sorry if I'm staggering at all. It seems like there might be a bit of a slow connection here. All right, so we'll just give you a little bit of an outline. As I said, my name is Tamu and this is Cheryl, and Cheryl has kindly offered her property for us to do this year's retreat. We had a retreat here last year and it was amazing. Last year was just a one-day retreat, but it was powerful, it was beautiful, it was a wonderful gathering of women and beautiful souls. We did a deep dive exploration, we got to do some yoga, we got to meditate, we got to share some food and have community time. So that's basically what we're going for again this year. The Valley of the Heart was what energy signaled to me, kept coming through to me to offer this year. And what I mean by the Valley of the Heart is the heart chakra in your heart space. And in the Valley of the Heart is below the heart center. So down in the depths of your heart, and it's where your longing, your innermost longing lies. And oftentimes we are trained, conditioned in this capitalistic society to ignore what lights us up, what makes us feel good, what makes us blossom. And when people ask us questions about it, we want to tell them all the information, but oftentimes we suppress that because we're busy taking care of kids. We're busy chasing a career. We're busy pursuing and making sure that food is on the table, that we have a roof over our heads. And that's how we're conditioned to think. So this is an opportunity for you to let go of the job, the list, the kids, the husband, all of that kind of stuff, and come into a space where you are held, you are safe, you're given freedom to really dive deep and maybe become a little bit vulnerable, to immerse yourself in a yoga practice, in meditation, in a sound bath, in a wonderful art activity. We'll give you some details on that in a moment. But it's a wide open space for you to start to connect with, oh yeah, this is what lights me up. This art, this writing, this adventuring, all of those kinds of things, whatever it may be, is simply open space for you to discover that. And maybe it's just open space for you to rest and relax too, and just simply be and immerse yourself in nature. So I'm going to give Cheryl a little chance to maybe talk a bit about the property and maybe how long you guys have been here and the gardens and stuff,
Sure.
if you feel like it, and then give her a chance to let you know what kind of art activity she has planned for you, because she's a phenomenal artist and is right now in the midst of creating an art studio on her property. So we get to play there as well. So yeah. I'll hand it over to you, Cheryl.
Okay, thanks, Tamu.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Cheryl. We've been at the property about 15 years. We started as a chicken farm, and I worked in the corporate world till about 4 years ago. That my body just told me that was enough with stress and everything. So the last 4 years, I've been learning how to kind of find myself again outside of the corporate world and find my art again. I stopped doing that for quite a long time, and gardening, and it's just been wonderful. And then met Tamu through yoga, and it's just, yeah, it's been awesome being able to find who I am again, other than just a mother and a worker and being in that corporate world. You really lose I felt I lost myself.
Yeah. And this property helped you to find that again.
Definitely.
Wow.
Yeah, the gardens and the art. Yeah. And you.
Yeah.
So we do have an art section in the retreat. So it's going to be these cute little, you have some choices. So it's going to be these cute little solar lanterns. So you can see they light up, and you can either paint them, or we are going to do dried flowers. We're just going to leave it up to the individual, kind of how you're feeling, and let you express yourself in your art. There's also, this is just a painted one. Just a couple of examples. I'm not sure if you can see that very well.
Nice. Yeah. There you go. Yeah.
Dotted cats on that one, and all different examples. So there's the lanterns that light up that you can do some art on, or there's also, we'll have a bunch of rocks that you guys also can experiment on. Here's just a couple little samples there. That and a gnome there. Well, lots of samples, and you don't have to follow the samples. Just do what's in your heart. There we go.
Aren't those gorgeous? And lots of fun, lots of space to explore and not be bound by any kind of structure, really. Like, you could be as free as you want to express how you want with that.
That's the whole point of art. There's no right and wrong way. Everyone's an artist, and you just, whatever comes to you.
Yeah, gorgeous. All right, so Paul over here on YouTube, you said you have a question about yoga poses. Go ahead and ask. We'd like to keep this mostly relevant to our retreat, but I'm happy to answer a question about yoga poses. Go ahead, Paul, if you want to, and I'll answer you when you get that plugged in there. In the meantime, some of the other activities that we will be doing are hatha and restorative yoga practices. So we'll be able to stretch, strengthen, lengthen, all of that kind of stuff through the hatha yoga, get maybe some heat going a little bit. All of my practices, I try to keep them so that they're open to all levels. Hi, Sean, how's it going? Thank you for being here. And we're also going to partner up with some of the yoga practices and play with that a little bit, trusting each other, building trust, also use it as a self-exploration practice. And then we'll do also a restorative yoga so that you can let gravity just do the work for you and allow yourself to relax and to stretch in a really natural way and find rest. We're also going to do a yoga nidra. Now, yoga nidra is the yogic sleep. Now, that might be a little bit misleading. You are going to be able to really relax. You'll be lying in shavasana on your back. You'll be covered up if you want to. You can have as many pillows as you want. You can have as many blankets and as much support as you would like. And it's a guided meditation that brings you into a kind of liminal state. So there's part of your consciousness that is really awake and aware, but not with the thinking mind. You are suddenly awake and aware in a more expansive space, which also gives the body a chance to really rest. So your nervous system has been given a chance to calm and settle and know that it is safe, so that your consciousness doesn't need to be thinking about the next task, the next little thing. You can allow yourself to expand in your consciousness and become more aware on a grandiose level. So Yoga Nidra promotes healing. It relieves anxiety and nervousness and mild depression. It helps you get a better sleep, and it brings inner insight. So that will be one of our activities. We'll also be just doing a meditation session as well as some journaling, so that you can be in that meditative space and then find silence afterwards, so that you can capture any insights that you had and allow yourselves to record them. Because oftentimes when we do a meditation, when we go into that state, when we come back out, it's so easy for the mind to start over analyzing things, or for us to forget. It's like when you have a really profound dream and you wake up and you're like, wow, that was really weird. I don't know if any of you have had this experience, but I've had dreams where I'm flying in the dream. And I wake up thinking, wow, that's really possible. And your brain is tricked into thinking, yeah, I can really do that, or that was amazing. And then right afterwards, it's gone, or that feeling slips away. So we'll use the journaling to help us deepen into the inner knowings that bubble up with our meditation. We'll also be doing a sound bath down in Cheryl's studio. And we did a sound test the other day.
Oh, it was.
I literally got goosebumps.
Yeah.
It was amazing,
It was.
the sound in there. Oh, I can't wait for that. So if you've never done a sound bath, this is your chance. And yeah, you're going to love it, I promise. And then we'll just have time for sharing in community in the evenings. There's a lovely spot here on the property where we can gather after a meal, talk until the moon comes